You talked about lots of different teams using Salesforce. What sort of strategies do you put in place to ensure that sort of smooth transition and adoption by different employees in different departments with different requirements?
That's really a cultural issue. And we had lots of cultural challenges around that. You would find, for example, that what a business development person thinks is okay isn't what a project manager thinks is okay. And so a lot of it was, we have a lot of robust conversations about ways of working. And some of it was you start to develop different processes and different workflows that enable this. So, for example, a business development person could submit a project idea, but a project manager would be assigned and they would have to sign off on it before the management team signed off on it and before it went to the board. So you could build more robust processes that actually join teams together so that people were able to see what was coming. Because in one sense, the thing about Salesforce is you can see what's in the pipeline, but sometimes it just appears fully formed. And then you have to go, actually, is this the kind of thing we want? But you could be in a position where you went, okay, there's a process from business team to project manager to legal, back to the project manager, and then to kind of post award. And you could build all of that in Salesforce by making sure that you can't move to this stage unless you have a project manager assigned. So you're in a position where you force the teams to work together, you force the management team to work together by defining a set of processes that you can't skip. And if you want money, it has to be signed off from the management team, and that happens through a set of Salesforce approvals. So you could use the Salesforce's tools to formalize ways of working. Now, you cannot just say this is how I'd like it to work, but you could build it in Salesforce so that you can't do this unless you've done it the way I've asked you to. And that, and that was really important because in one sense, the Data Lab was not measured on how many projects we awarded funding to. It was on how successful were those projects. And that's why you needed collaborative working. To be able to deliver DataFest at the scale it grew to, you needed to have a really close coordination between the managers who are running DataFest, the business development teams who are out getting sponsors, arranging events, and the contracting team who are getting contracts out of the door. Because you were in a position where you were spitting out, 200 or 300 contracts just for this set of events, and then you still had business as usual to do as well. So having a platform that was robust and flexible allowed us to do that and allowed people to have clarity. This is how many things are waiting to contract. These are how many things just haven't been sorted out at the sponsorship end. People knew where they were. And the tool really enabled. We built a culture where people understood it's all on Salesforce. If it's not on Salesforce, it doesn't exist. But you also had a culture where people were able to use that to collaborate and to hold each other accountable. And that was really important. Because generally speaking, at the Data Lab, the managers were quite hands off. But then you've built these platforms and processes so you can be quite hands off because you can see what's going on without asking people every day what's going on.